Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Empress Aries 888. My name is Tanya. Well, please like on the way in. Gives me an energetic donation to the channel, helps me tune into you. Flip the roles as you see fit. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Now, Spirit is being a trickster today. I have all these cards in the car because this is the lunchtime rewind. And I got these two songs that it's like crazy. Maneater, Daryl Hall and John Oates, and Goody Two Shoes by Adamant. What a contrast. And right now is Michael Jackson's Bad, You Bad. So let's call in spirit. Let's get this party started, shall we? Spirit guides and angels of your whitest light, give me a clear message for the collective, one that brings healing, hope, and understanding of their situation. Check me as I open myself up to channel. Check my beautiful collective. All right. Past, present, and future energies. Collective, right? Don't have a gender. Flip the roles as you see fit. And if the shoe don't fit, it quit. Don't take it on if it doesn't resonate, because you ought to be grateful some of this nonsense doesn't resonate. It's like ridiculous. All right, so let's go. Somebody is, you bad. All right, but then somebody's a goody two shoes, and then somebody is a man eater. So how can you be all three? I don't know. Spirit, make it make sense. All right, we have Beauty and the Beast. There you go. You need some space in a relationship. Oh my goodness. One of them is find solutions in the unknown places, in the darkness. Deep, dark sea mermaid. So you need some space in a relationship and find solutions in the unknown places in the dark. Maybe downloads when you're sleeping. Somebody's too clinging. What's this about? The golden phoenix. Something you thought finished bursts back into life. So the phoenix is rising in a situation. All right, so when you thought it was over, they dragged you back in. But somebody is saying that somebody's a goody two shoes. Okay? Too good. You got to be a little bit more. So, yeah, it sounds like they're like judging you as a goody two shoes. So what? Goody two, goody two, goody goody two shoes, goody two, goody two, goody goody two shoes. You don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Yeah, well, I don't think that defines you as bad, or I don't think that defines you as a man eater or a better person. If you do or you don't. High honor and great fortune in the reverse. Okay, so somebody is holding you in high honor, maybe because you're a goody two shoes. But there's a baddie here. There is a man eater that's in the wings, man. Wealthy man in the reverse, great fortune in the reverse, lovers. So this is somebody that has a choice, man. This is somebody that could have been held in high honor. They don't have money. Maybe you held them in high honor. They're not wealthy. They lost everything through a choice. Okay? Yes. They lost you through a choice. You need some space, though. You have your own situation with a person that's clinging because your energy. They're siphoning your energy. Yeah. It's like almost like demonic in a sense, but could be a fire sign. It looks like the ram, Aries. Then you have here, go to the dark. Well, I feel like you are a person that's not afraid of the dark. You're not afraid of going in the dark places, being with dark people. Maybe your friend's set, maybe your family's dark, but dark like a color, like dark coloring, dark complexions, dark hair, dark eyes. I'm talking because there could be a factor with that. You could be dark hair, dark eyes, dark skinned, or you could, your family members could have that, like an I'm not necessarily African. I'm feeling more like Greek or European. Oh my God. Or even like Spanish descent, something like that, where you have darker skin, darker eyes, darker hair. Like beautiful hair, like beautiful shiny hair. God bless you. Can I have a donation? I'm accepting donations. But yeah, but this is a person that they didn't choose you, and their great fortune is gone. They hold you in high honor, but it's like the roles are reversed. At one time they didn't, and now they are holding you in high honor. Why? Because you're like the phoenix that's rising again. They want to burst back into your life. This guy. I'm hearing male. Beauty and the Beast. You need some space though. Somebody's clinging to you like an energy freaking vampire, and this is something of concern. Could be somebody you're married to. What the hell? Your pathway's blocked. Yeah, it's a concern in the reverse. So maybe you're not concerned about the person that's clinging to you because you're married to him, so you're used to that. The pathway's blocked for you though. Or the pathway to this other person is blocked. Thief is in the reverse, so somebody tried to steal from you. Could be the person you're married to, but it's in the reverse. So they're not. I don't know. There's something blocking them from taking more money from you. Maybe you left this person. Yeah, but they're still trying to siphon you, siphon your energy. Yeah, main female in the reverse, family in the reverse. So this is somebody you had a family with. This could have been, you could have been the main female, or there's another person here that's the main female. But this in the reverse. So this is whatever situation's going on, there's a mirroring between the two of you having sucky relationships. One of them is you, their energy vampiring you. The other one, I feel like, is the man eater. So you're the goody two shoes, they're the man eater, they're the baddie, and there's something where they're taking this person's money and somebody tried to take your money. Both your relationships or commitments. There's no concern though, because it's like these are things that are destined, man. Destined separation, destined karmic lessons is what I'm hearing. Marriage is probably on both ends, but the main female in their life is no longer the case. Both had families, both had people robbing you. I feel like you had a situation where you had a clinger, they had a person that was doing the same thing, but they were trying to steal their money. Both of you had commitments though. Whether it was a real marriage or not, it's showing marriage here. A high level commitment. Families, maybe children. Yeah. Yep. People that you held in high honor. Poverty's here again. The courthouse is in the reverse. So one of you isn't ended the connection yet, divorce. Maybe you're in the means of it. Adjudication's here, so there might be a hearing. Yes. Somebody doesn't have a child though. Child in reverse could have lost a child, which you don't want to wish on anybody, even your worst enemy. But there's something where they want to rekindle a flame they had with you. Mm-hmm. And you're going through the darkness, they're going through the darkness. So there is something to be said for a mirroring of the two of your situations converging. So you're the goody two shoes, or at least they're saying that about you. Maybe this person that's the baddie, and they're the man eater. They don't think that's a big deal. They think that's a great thing. Because why? They do the same thing to women. If it's a woman doing it, men do the same thing. If they're a man, women do the same thing. It's like man eating. Yeah, Two of Swords. There was a choice and a decision blindly made without all the information. So this was maybe in your case, maybe in their case. I feel like there's a mirroring between two people that are twins. And one of them, you're the goody two shoes, they went with the baddie, they went with the man eater, right? There was blind decisions when you made these commitments. Two of Cups. Now it's Seven of Wands, fighting back, defending yourself. You might have had to do the same thing they're having to do because there's competition. So there's people that are in the way of the two of you because of these choices you made, both of you. You could be this empress. They wanted to offer their cup to you, but other people got in the way. Seven of Wands. They're fighting and defending themselves against accusations, maybe, for justice, definitely. There could be a message coming in. Page of Cups is here. You could be the Queen of Wands sitting on your throne. There's victory here. Six of Wands. Maybe somebody's being celebrated. You could be, perhaps. There's a King of Wands here sitting on their throne that's going to have success right here, the World. There's a giving up of something in order to get it. And it could be a lifestyle. It could be ego. right? Sometimes you got to give up your ego, the ego death, thinking you're so much, you're this, that, and the other. Maybe that you're so bad, right? Strength is here. Having the courage to do that. Walking away. Six of Cups, there's nostalgia here. But somebody is walking away. Eight of Cups is here. They got to work hard. Maybe they have child. Maybe they have spousal support, but they're going to walk away. Your person. They didn't see the gift. I don't feel like the two of you recognize the gift that you had in each other. Like this was a divine gift, this twin flame connection. But one of you is very generous, Six of Pentacles, or wanting to be generous, or is generous in connections and relationships. One of you is generous materially, which could be your person, and you're generous in the loving way, here, in empathy, loving person, giving person, in that way. I feel like that's what it is. You both are like that, but in different ways. Midnight oils here on the radio. Beds are burning. I'm telling you, things are burning to the ground in certain connections because of toxic ways, toxic things. But what you're not seeing is that there is divine protection and divine intervention that's working in the background. That's going to draw the two of you into a fated meeting again. You met each other, you liked each other, maybe even admired each other, but there was a lot of competition or opinions, infighting, and chaos that got in the way, almost like a Romeo and Juliet-esque type of situation that separated the two of you. So you went in different directions based on blind faith, or just not really using your intuition, but really feeling a connection. Could have had lifetimes of a karmic connection with a person in different lifetimes. You met these people in different lifetimes, so their familiarity bred a, what is it called? I hate the word I keep using it. A comfort. Almost like you knew this person because you did. You shared lifetimes. Even in karmic connections, you could share lifetimes. It's not just a twin flame thing. So they're in different lifetimes. So when you meet them in this lifetime, in the next lifetime, whatever, you're going to feel this connection. So you go through cycles with these people, and then it inevitably ends because they're not the one, right? So then this twin flame dynamic, it keeps forcing you together and pushing you apart into these karmic lessons that you need to learn. That's what keeps happening. I see it. Volcano is here. I'm telling you, volcano, beds burning, bad. It's like there is like endings. There is fighting. Dark night of the soul. So somebody's going through the dark night of the soul, and ego death. It could be your person. Could be you that you have to go through this stuff. Realizing that you deserve better than to be treated a certain way by a person, like an option. And if that's the case, where they're just going to use you for your resources, use you for your energy, for what you can do for me, whatever, then, get on, get going, goodbye. But you have to have that strength within you. And I feel like through these karmic lessons, through these lifetimes, you're learning to stand up for yourself. And if you don't, you have to go through this again and again. And even if you get through this, choose yourself, go through this transformation. You might be tested again with a person similar, just heads up. So trapped in the reverse, you're no longer trapped in your head about this person. Neither one of you. You see what it is and what it isn't. Lusting. No more lusting. That's what got you trapped in the first place. And I feel like you're learning that. Time is here, so divine timing's at play. There's a chaser dynamic. Maybe the two of you have chased after each other in other lifetimes, you and your twin. I feel like somebody was chasing after the thrill, and they fucked around and found out that it's not all it's cracked up to be. There's regret, obviously. Memories in the reverse. I feel like this person's trying to forget. Maybe trying to forget you, if they were trying to deny this connection between the two of you, or forget this person that put them through so much baloney. Or, door number 3, both. Both. Trying to move on with their life, trying to heal. Like I said, twin flame connections don't necessarily end in union. They start with this, I don't know, like it's like blowing up in your face type of stuff. I can't describe it. It's like, unless you understand it, you go through it, it's like it can be hell. It really is. Releasing, somebody is releasing and letting go, walking away. Could be both of you walking away, not just from each other, because that's already done. I feel like you're walking away from the idea of a connection, a family dynamic, something that you invested in, that you were hoping would work out, and it didn't, and it was sad. I'm trying to get all these cards that Spirit threw all over the place, because Spirit loves to do that. All right, anything else, Spirit, before we move on? But I feel like there's going to be a healing and karmic lessons learned. One down, 75 to go. Let's go. See, you took a bite of the apple. Somebody did. But now you recognize it for what it was, poison. Lesson learned. Somebody's realizing that this was a lesson, not a blessing. This was somebody that maybe they've spent lifetimes going back and forth with this person and not learning the lesson, so having to go back into it. They get easily bamboozled or fooled by a beautiful face. Could be both of you. I feel it's the mirroring in some ways. The innocent eyes. Yeah. And all of a sudden, done. Get down for the count. But look at Howard Jones is here. Things can only get better. Keep going, man. It's like, don't give up. Don't give up hope that you're going to find happiness in this lifetime. These lessons are not meant to break you. These lessons are meant to teach you, to refine you. Priorities. What's the most important thing? What's the most important thing? Money, love, respect, adoration. What is it? You're going to define that for yourself. Obsession. Release the chains of thought. Free your mind. Depression. This too shall pass. Every storm brings a rainbow. Amen. I've said this so many times. Yeah, numbness. To feel pain is to feel alive and human. So in shame, embrace your flaws. So somebody is like depressed, obsessed, numb, and shameful. The things that one of you went through, one of the twins went through. One of the twins went through somebody that they had this goody two shoes lifetime. It's sort of like they had that movie Twins, where they're separated at birth, and one of them has this great life and the other one has a shitty life. It's like that kind of thing. So it's like one of you went through really toxic situations where you were bad, where you were like a man eater or a woman eater, whatever. And you went through people like water. You didn't have any respect for yourself and for them. And you had to go through the karmic lessons, and it was really tough, because especially when it was drugs or alcohol, but you had to learn those lessons. And for the other one, they went through somebody that controlled their whole life and kept them in a box. And they had to break free from that box, break free from codependency. So one was like going buck wild. One twin was going buck wild, maybe even experimenting with men and women, right? Doing the most. And then also drugging, getting numb, but it didn't make them happy. Both of you, I feel like, came to the point of depression. And one of you is completely obsessed with the other. So I feel like somebody's really obsessed with you. I feel like your person's really obsessed with you, but very shamed of what they've done. Maybe if they've numbed themselves with drugs, numbed themselves in a bunch of people, they feel ashamed of what they've done, and that's why they don't want to come towards you. Because they're like, oh, they're too good. They're such a goody two shoes. They're not gonna understand all the stuff that I've done, and what I don't even understand it, and I'm embarrassed. So that's what's happening here. All right, let's see. Spirit, come through. Yeah, they feel like this Def Leppard's on animal. They feel like an animal. They don't feel like they're good enough for you. They didn't feel good enough to start with, and that's why they had to go through that lesson. And you didn't feel good enough about yourself, so you found this person that said all the right things and trapped you in a toxic connection where you were codependent on their validation. So you all had to learn lessons. Getting crumbs. Yeah, you deserve more than crumbs of affection. Wait for the one who adores you. There you go. So you were the one, the goody two shoes over here, you were getting crumbs from your person. And they were feeding off your energy, making you jump through hoops for them. Yeah. Lust, not love. Passion is the same as lasting love. Don't get sucked in just by good sex. But this is in the reverse. You didn't even have the good sex. Poor thing. No, didn't even get nothing out of this except for, they got more out of it than you do. There was no equal reciprocity for you. Procrastination. You're not procrastinating. I feel like you realize that this person was not right for you. It took a long time, though. You got stuck for a long time. While your person was going in and out of different relationships, your twin, you were stuck with the same person, going through the same thing over and over again, accepting their crumbs, maybe arguing, maybe fighting, maybe separating, but taking them back over and over again. So you got sick of it. You're tired of it. But you needed to learn that, because this could have been lifetimes of doing this with that one person. But once lessons learned, you move on to the next. But just so you know, you might have to get another similar person in order for spirit and the universe to know you learned your lesson. You'll get another person that's similar to the ex, and you gotta make a decision. Do I want to go back on the wheel and go through that cycle again, or do I want to break the chains for good? And then lesson learned. Check mark. Rejection. Build your confidence by dating a lot and find out what people like about you. So this person, your person, has a rejection, whether it's your twin. And so they date a lot. I don't recommend dating a lot to find out. That makes no sense. But I'm not recommending dating a lot of people, because where do you get out of that? I don't see anything for that. I don't see any benefit of that, but that's me. You do what you want. Some people like speed dating, whatever. It's like some people are on apps. Maybe a person has like a dating app. They go through people like water. It's like they've been through a lot of people fixing them, and you can't fix a person. They're going to want to fix themselves. There's a lot of anxiety both of you might be feeling. You are connected to each other. Past traumas that you have to settle in this lifetime, but they might not be available, this person. And I feel like the goody two shoes, you keep picking unavailable men or women, because energy's energy. You keep picking these people that are not, even if they marry your ass, they're not ready for you. They're not ready for you. You're the one that's the giver, and your twin is the taker. It's like, yeah, put you together, you're the perfect person, be very balanced, but you're not. You're not together. Soulmate only. You have many soulmates who would be great for you. There's not just one. So you might have another soulmate out there, but there's insecurities that both of you are working on. Hard to get. Maybe somebody doesn't play hard to get. They're easy. Yeah, your person could be very easy, your twin. Yeah. They could be very easy on the eyes and easy to get in bed. Veiled secrets. Secret can be veiled in normalcy. Uncover them to understand the full picture. So yeah, they got secrets. They got secrets they don't want to reveal to you. Okay? About their lifestyle. They don't want to be judged by you. That's what it is. They feel like you're too good for them. And maybe you have this goody two shoes way about you. You never had a lot of experiences with a lot of people, or you don't do dirty. You're like innocent in a sense. And they're kind of like not. So they're afraid to come towards you. But like I said, I feel like they're obsessed with watching you and seeing you. Or flip the roles. You could be the one that's going through people and you're watching this other person. I don't know. One of you is watching the other one. You could both be doing it though. But it's not helping either one of you. So I wouldn't recommend watching them. Just let them go through their karmic lessons and you stay in your own lane. What does it say? Colossians 3:23. Work willingly at whatever you do as though you were working for the Lord. And this work that I'm doing, a lot of our light workers are doing, a lot of the people in the spirit world, spiritism world, we are doing a lot of work for the Lord. We're working for the Lord, working for spirit, working for the divine, however you want to verbiage it. You might be working for the Lord too, or one of you might be in that field, like working in a religious sect or something like that. Doing something similar. You could be a tarot card reader, could be a motivational speaker, could be have a platform where you talk about Christ. That's where the blessings come. So one of you, I feel like, is spiritual. One of you is light. The other one's dark. But there was a meshing at one time of the light and the dark together. Together, you are meant to do things, a powerhouse. But right now, your paths are diverged into different areas. One of you is going this way towards spirituality, and the other one's going towards toxicities and really diving deep in the cesspool right now. And the shame that they feel about their life, even though they're watching you and they're loving you and there's a connection even telepathically, they feel like they need to do this because they were not ready when they met you at first. At first, you met and it was like your eyes locked and there was something there. And you were always like drawn together like a magnet to each other. But there were situations in the way that you couldn't fully entertain this person. So this is a specific message. But then you went away in different paths. Where one of you went codependent, the goody two shoes, the man eater, or the woman eater, whatever you want to call it, man and woman. It's an energy. You went and took on many people because this person could be good looking like yourself, and they had a lot of options. But you had morals to contain yourself, and this person said, "Hey, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because they want it. Bonjour." But now they're looking and obsessed at you. They want to come to you, but they feel like the damage is done, the time has gone by, and you are such a good person, they feel like you wouldn't accept their past. But look at Everett comments on here, hungry eyes. They really, really want you though. But you have to make a choice if you want to entertain this person, because you could be in a connection with somebody else right now, or there could be somebody coming in for you. So you might have an option of the past person, this twin flame connection, or a new soulmate that's coming in. But you have to use your discernment. And I got to get going. So I thank you so much for joining me on Empress Aries 888. Please like and subscribe and join my tribe because I love to have you. Till next time, be safe, be blessed.